the theme of this time of year. So I walked up to him and I said, I'd like to have a kosher hot dog. And what's wrong with that picture? So I handed him a $20 bill to prepare me a hot dog. And I said, excuse me, where's my change? So he looked at me like this and says, oh, change has to come from within. That didn't really happen. Me being in India happened, but that didn't happen. The theme of this time of year, Rabbi Bach, I'm going to do two things today. I'm going to do part of the Parsha, and then I'm also going to talk a little bit about what these 40 days that started with Elul and end with Yom Kippur mean. I'll explain it to you right now. It's all about change. It's really about changing the paradigm. In order to change, the sages tell us, there's different opinions, it takes 30 days to change one up. Some say 40 days. 40 days is, by the way, the beginning of conception. From the time of conception to Yetzirah Tavalah, to when the embryo is formed, is 40 days. Moses went on the mountain for 40 days. Do you know how many hours there are in 40 days? Quickly, 960. 960 happens to be, you know about gematria, numerology? Yes. That there's letters have also a numerical equivalent. Mozart, by the way, said known about numerology when he composed some of his works. And there, an aleph, for instance, the letter aleph is 1, a yud is 10, a tav is 400. So in short, the first word of the Torah is Bereshit, right? Everybody knows Bereshit, bara, Elohim, et Hashem. God, in the beginning, God created. That's one translation. But the word Bereshit, the word itself, is the equivalent of 913. 913. Now that's 47 short of 960. But what Bereshit, which means a Genesis or a beginning, the word Yizal, Yud Zayin Lamed, Yizal Bereshit, Bereshit Yizal. In the beginning, God will cause to flow something new. The word Mazal actually comes from the idea of flow, influence coming down. So therefore, in the beginning, Bereshit, on Rosh Hashana, this process really begins anew. We're starting all over. We're setting the clock, to the default setting. Whatever happened, all the shmutzim, that you encountered in the 364 previous days are all, they go away. The old year goes, and the new year comes with opportunities that are boundless. So it's even hinted to somehow in the letter, in the numerology. Bereshit bara, by the way, is also Rosh Hashana Nivra Ha'olam. Bereshit bara, those first two, the Baal Turim, one of the commentaries, he says that's also the equivalent of that on Rosh Hashanah, the world was created. Actually, it started on the 25th day of the month of Elul. We're right now on the 20th of Elul. And in 5 days began the beginning of creation. And it culminated with the creation of Adam and Eve on the first day of the year, which is Rosh Hashanah. So there's this idea of renewal of grace is also a theme of our parshas. Rabbi Bach mentioned before, there's an idea of bringing the kuri, bringing the first fruits. They're called Bereshit also. The Jewish people, in Jeremiah, the prophet, tells that Bereshit Tuvascha Yisrael, the first of your produce, God, is Israel. Israel is the name Israel, and the significance with that in creation, it's a subject all in of itself. I'm not going to go into that. But I wanted to share a few thoughts. This is one of them about the idea of renewal and being honest with yourself. For this renewal, for this change to take place, you have to become really honest with yourself. Change has to come from within, right? Nobody else knows you better than you. So what am I'm going to share a story with you. There was a great Hasidic master. His name was Levi Yitzchak of Bereshit, in fact. Bereshit is a city in Eastern Europe, in Poland. He was known to be a great advocate for the Jewish people. He only saw the good people. So Levi Yitzchak needed a person to pray, lead the prayers for Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur. They had a search committee. It was all made up of him. He was the only one. Just the rabbi. Didn't have 14 people to introduce a person. You know, so that's the way it works. Sometimes these small communities didn't have, even Bereshit was such a small community. But anyway, they didn't have someone who knew how to, you know, have a great voice and how to pray, do the prayers. And it's important to have a good shliach tzibur. That's what we, or chazan, a cantor, to be able to lead the congregation. He has to be a person who has fear of heaven. People like him. He doesn't have any enemies. Well, he could have some enemies, but he's made up with them. Anyway, so the story goes that he boiled it down to 3 candidates. And he decided to ask each one of them 2 questions, same 2 questions. He was going to ask the following questions. Why do you want to be the leader of these days that are called the Yom Narayan, the days of awe? And the second question was, if you saw a wall at the middle of Bereshit with money in it and identification, what would you do with it? That was the second question. So the first candidate came in, and the rabbi looked at him and said, okay, why would you want to be the leader of the congregation? He says, well, my father did this, my grandfather did it, it's a family business. I like to do the tradition going. Okay.